चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः भीमादीरनिवासाय पंढरीपुरवासिने पाण्डुरङ्गप्रकाशाय विठ्ठलाय नमो नमः चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निनिर्वापनं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावधुजीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनम् सर्वात्मस्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम्. I pay my humble obeisances to all devotees who listens to this Harikatha. Just now I sung this Sikshashtakam Shlok. Cheto dharpanamarjanam bhavamaha davagni nirvapanam Shreyakairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam Anandambudhi vardhanam pradipadam purnamrita swadhanam Sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Shri Krishna Sankirtana has got all the glorious things which cleanses the heart of all the dust which is accumulated for years, and also it extinguishes the fire of conditioned life, of repeated birth and death. So if you chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra or any names of Krishna, this will cleanse your heart very intensified. We are taking bath daily. Whenever we take bath, we ourselves declare that, yes, I have taken bath. Yes, you have taken bath, no doubt. But could you say that all the dirt in your body has gone? Some dirt it will remain, right? But if you chant the name of the Lord, that is the Krishna Sankirtana, the dirt in your heart will be removed immediately, even without a trace. Even without a trace, it will be removed. That's what today's Harikatha's center point is. We are celebrating Ashada Ekadashi here. Ashada Ekadashi means many people may think this Ekadashi is for Krishna. This Ekadashi is for, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whatever you may call. Actually, Ekadashi is for Krishna, no doubt. But specifically in Maharashtra, this Ashada Ekadashi we consider it is the bondage between the Lord and the devotee, where it becomes much stronger to celebrate at this point. Once again, my humble prostrated obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Guru, unto Lord Panduranga Vitthala, Rakumayi Mata, and all the sons of Maharashtra. Especially today we bow our heads before the lotus feet of our beloved Jnaneshwara Mauli. We are not here merely speaking about a saint. Actually, we are speaking about one whose very name melts the hardest heart. When Varkaris utter Mauli, 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 tears naturally, it flows. You know why? Because Mauli is not just the word with, combination of letters. It is symbolizing the relation mother. Oh mother, Oh Jnaneshwara mother, Jnaneshwara, you are my Mauli. You are my mother. So what Jnaneshwar Maharaj actually gave to everyone? He has given, a knowledge, or he has given any, he performed any miracles? No. Even though many people symbolize Jnaneshwar Maharaj pastimes with miracles and jnana, wisdom, the very basic thing which comes to our mind is he embraced the whole world with motherly compassion. Motherly compassion. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitraha karuna evacha. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitraha karuna evacha. This Bhagavad Gita line signifies one who has no hatred toward any living being, who is very much friendly and compassionate to all. In what word we should call them? Mauli. Mauli. I live in Alandi here. In Alandi, I could witness people from different regions. They are coming to this place and they are walking towards Panduranga, who is standing in the brick in Pandharpur. In Pandharpur, Panduranga is standing, no? He is standing like the grasping magnet. Very much observing magnet he is. Why we call him as observing magnet? Because all the people from various places walking towards him, are they crazy to walk with their barefoot? Or walk with even the slippers? Or to just walk? Are they crazy? No, they are not crazy. Then why it's happening? Why people are walking towards Panduranga? Because Panduranga is a magnet. He is a Ganta. That's what, we have one word beautifully. Rama Ganta. He is actually a Rama Ganta. Mahalakshmi's Ganta. So he is standing there where all the metal bodies in the world being taken to him. In this time, we call that time as Ashada Ekadashi. So this verse, Bhagavad Gita, describes the qualities of a pure devotee. If someone asks, can we search a person? The Varkari tradition people says, yes, Sant Jnaneshwara Mauli. Searching what kind of a person? A person who has not got any hatred towards any living beings. One such person is Sant Jnaneshwar Mauli. He never hated anyone. Even those who insulted him, he blessed them. Even those who rejected him, he prayed for those people. Such a compassionate belongs to Jnaneshwar Mauli. Jnaneshwar Mauli wrote Jnaneshwari. That is true. Others say he made a buffalo to chant the Vedas. That is also true. Some say he rode a moving wall. That is true even. But devotees know these are not his greatest glories. The very much greatest miracle was he transformed ordinary people into lovers of Krishna. We have to go back to the period of Jnaneshwar Mauli. At that time, Maharashtra was not what we are experiencing now. Today we go to any chat GPT or any AI tool, we just type blah blah blah, it will give some blah blah blah. But that time it was not that way. For ordinary people to approach Gita, it was like a Himalayan peak. Nobody can even think it in a dream. With a motherly affection, Jnaneshwar Mauli was the one who translated the glorious Bhagavad Gita into Jnaneshwari. Jnaneshwari. Many people ask me, Prabhuji, why you are speaking about Sant Jnaneshwar Mauli? He was a person from Advaita Siddhanta. A person who studied Jnaneshwar Mauli with his blessings, because without Jnaneshwar Mauli's blessings, we can't even go nearer to him to know who he is. We should keep that in our mind. Because we always approach bhakti with the same tendency of approaching our academic books. A plus b the whole square, we need to logically prove the things. Parabola, elliptical, we need to logically prove the things. So this mathematical aspiration will not work there. This scientific principle cannot go nearer to that. With the blessings of Jnaneshwar Mauli, with the blessings of a Sant only, we can go nearer to them to understand them. Understanding is the second part. First, to go nearer to them, we need their blessings. The greatest thing is introducing a transformation into the man. It is not showing a miracles. It is no more, creating some substances from your mouth or from your hand. These even the magicians from Calcutta, they perform a very good way. Then that will be called it as magical show, not a bhakti tradition. But Jnaneshwar Mauli went to the peak of bhakti tradition and he transformed ordinary people into lovers of Krishna. Why? Because in those times, specifically in Maharashtra, to approach into this Bhagavad Gita, it was like quite very tough, because the very much text Bhagavad Gita is in Sanskrit. That grammatical stanzas need some academic calibration. Otherwise, it is very tough to understand. So miracles amaze the eyes, love transforms the heart. Mauli came not to display power, he came to awaken the devotion. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a beautiful verse. Bhavadvitha Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhutaha Swayam Vibho. Great devotees are themselves places of pilgrimage. Why? Because they carry the Lord within their hearts. Jnaneshwar Mauli is in Alandi, whereas Panduranga is in Pandharpur. But if you ask me, than the Pandharpur, the highest status is given to Jnaneshwar Mauli. Why? In Pandharpur you can find only Panduranga, but in Alandi you can find Panduranga as well as his son, his devotee. So you are getting a two association of the Lord as well as association of the devotee. Even association of, I'm going to say a secret to you people, please write it down somewhere in your heart. Please write it down somewhere in your heart, my dear people who hears this Harikatha. You can even get association of the Lord, but it is very rare to get association of the devotee. It is very rare to get the association of a devotee. You know why? The pride and the Lord cannot stay at one place. They both are mutually exclusive. Wherever the pride stays, Lord will not be there. Wherever the Lord stays, pride cannot enter into it. We ourselves should question us. Are we the person filled with pride, even an iota level? Are we the person filled with bhakti? You know which dominates us? I'll leave the answer to you people. Once Gopikas, everyone in Vrindavan, they were with Krishna. So to everyone they were answering, Krishna is with me. I am with Krishna. Krishna has come for me. Such a little arrogance just shown its face through the window. So we can call that it as an ego with a pride. At last what happened? In the midst of Gopikas, Krishna disappeared. The moment Krishna disappeared, all the Gopikas, they were crying. Baagho mein dhoonda, bageeche mein dhoonda, pata wo bhikhari, kaha ho, bata to bihari, kaha ho, यमुना के तट पे रोती रही मैं, मधुवन की गाती हो गाती नहीं मैं, न मुरली सुनाए न तुम सामने आए, न मुरली सुनाए न तुम सामने आए, बता तो बिहारी कहाँ हो कहाँ हो. Please save me. Please save me. Where is my Krishna? I lost him. I lost him with my own pride. This was the prayer by Gopikas. So, pride in the Lord will not stay at one place. But in the case of Sant, wherever the saints live, surely the Lord will be there. Why? They don't have the pride. They don't have an ego. They don't say that Lord has come to me. They will say, I have attained the lotus feet of the Lord. This very much statement shows how humble they are. Humility cannot be granted or yearned. Humility is very much nature which intensifyingly need to grow. You cannot yearn humility by reading some books. You cannot yearn humility by obeying somebody's words. Rather, if you change the way of your life, automatically this humility will nurture inside you, my dear. So, we have the other way. You need not to try yourself to nurture that. Rather, if you come and sit in front of a Sant, just with a glance of a Sant, all good qualities will come within you. That's why I say, than the Pandharpur, Alandi is Mahashetra. Why? Not just because we are getting association of two, but it is just to witness our life with the Atman. Think carefully, we travel thousands of kilometers to visit holy places. But when saint walks, the holy place itself walks. Pandharpur is sacred. Alandi is sacred. Why? Because saints sanctified them. Without saints, even temples become mere buildings. Now I could see many people, they build a temple and they say that I have built a temple, Lord is here. You can say by your own. But in reality, if Sant has not kept their food, then that is merely called it as a building. So without devotion, even scriptures becomes mere books. Now we have to think, if a scriptures becomes mere books without a saint, if a temple becomes, without a sant building, then whatever does. So my dear devotees, just close your eyes for a moment. Imagine Maharashtra 700 years ago. There was no microphones, there was no loudspeakers, there was no YouTube, there was no, features like artificial intelligence, no printed books. People were very poor. Many could not even read Sanskrit. The wisdom of the Vedas remained inaccessible to ordinary people, that ordinary village people. The common man longed for God but could not understand the language of the God, which we call them it as Sanskrit, scriptures. Then the Lord thought, my dear children, you people are waiting. Okay, now this is the time to send someone. Not a king, I'm going to send. Not a conqueror, I'm going to send. Not a wealthy scholar, I'm going to send. Rather, he sent a 16-year-old boy. That boy became the sun that illuminated the whole of Maharashtra. And today I am so much proud, not with a negative way of expression, but with the absolutely positive way of expression, that the Lord has gifted me to live even a minute in this wonderful Punya Bhumi called Maharashtra, that too Alandi. Why? Because my very God, my very Guru, whom I call Jnaneshwara Mauli, he is here. He is here. So saints do not appear accidentally. The Lord himself, he declares in Bhagavad Gita, Yata yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam madharmasya tadatmanam shujamyagam. Whenever righteousness declines and irreligion rises, I manifest myself. Sometimes the Lord comes personally, sometimes He sends His devotees, sometimes He sends His saints. But for Maharashtra, He sent Jnaneshwar Mavuli. Now let me ask all of you a question. Just try to answer within you. What is the greatest wealth in the world? Some says gold, but it is not. Some says diamonds, it is also not. Some says kingdoms, that is also not. Knowledge, even knowledge is incomplete without devotion, right? The greatest treasure is bhakti. The greatest treasure is bhakti. In a class, a teacher, when he was narrating a story, when deriving a formulas, his teaching is not for the person who is eligible, who is already knowledgeable with the things. A teacher is for the student who could not understand, who is very poor, who is very far from the interest of learning. Then the teacher must say, I have succeeded by making a non-learner to become a learner, a non-knowledgeable to become, to upbring a knowledgeable. So Mauli did not distribute money, he distributed Krishna Prema. And the more he gave, the richer he became. That is the divine wealth, right? So before entering his life, let us sing one of his most beautiful abhangas that expresses the fulfillment of human existence. He is saying in this abhang, today my life has become successful, fully successful. And you know how? Because I have seen the lotus feet of Vitthala. I have seen the lotus feet of Vitthala. Aji samsara supala jala ge maye dekhyale paya vitoba che. Aji samsara supala jala ge maye dekhyale paya vitoba che. Aji samsara supala jala ge maye dekhyale paya vitoba che. My human life has become successful. I have seen the holy feet of the Lord. So today my entire human life has become successful. Why? That a wonderful boat-like lotus feet of the Lord has taken me within His holy feet. Devotees, they will not say, I obtained liberation. They will not say, they are not interested to obtain liberation. They will say, what they will say? I have seen the feet of the Lord. I have attained the feet of the Lord. This is the masterpiece of the scriptures. This is a very much masterpiece of the scripture. Why do saints always appear in families that suffer so much? Why Rama exiled? Why Krishna was born inside a prison? Why did Prahlada take birth in the place of a demon? And why did our beloved Jnaneshwar Mavuli take birth in a family that was rejected by a society? You know why? God does not choose comfort. God does not choose comfort. God chooses purity. He goes with the purity. The world looks at wealth. The Lord looks at the heart. So that is a beautiful verse again from the Bhagavad Gita. Samogham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyo astina priyaha. I am equal to all living beings. No one is my enemy. And no one is especially dear to me. But one who worships me with devotion lives in me. And I too live in him. This is Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter, 29th verse. See the beauty. Krishna is impartial. Yet devotion attracts him. Not birth attracts him. Not the caste attracts him. Not scholarship attracts him. Not your social position attracts him. I'm working in a very big IT company. I'm earning 7 lakhs per month. So I think I can donate a lot for the Krishna. Hey, idiot, stupid. Already you are breathing the air which was came out of his nostril. It's a Veda Dhvani Pradidhvani. So don't say that you are giving to the Lord. There is nothing to give for the Lord. So better you always remember that you are the very big beggar in this world. This is the right statement. It is little bit, arrogant, but this is the truthful. So Krishna is impartial, but devotion attracts him. As I said, he won't get attracted by birth, caste, scholarship, social position. He get attracts only through his, only by his devotees' bhakti. So the truth shines throughout the life of Mauli through his bhakti. Through his bhakti alone.